Hello, this is Nia with the Rainbow Cauldron, and today is your daily general reading for February 9th, 2014. And the moon is waxing and in Gemini right now. Okay, so the first card that I put down will be from the Druid Animal Oracle deck, and it'll represent a general theme or feeling, something to think about throughout the day. And the four cards surrounding the center card will be from the Ghosts and Spirits Tarot deck and will represent morning, sunrise, noon, sunset, early evening, and nightfall. Okay, so the first card is the Goose. Okay, and I like this card. Um, the goose, the keywords for the goose were vigilance, parenthood, and productivity. And I think those are great keywords for this card. Um, the goose is ready to take on responsibilities and commitment. Um, the goose is creative, it's productive, and it's working with a partner. That's one big thing here, working with a partner. Um, this card has a lot to do with family connections. Of course, you can apply this to a working environment in the fact that the goose is committed and ready to take on responsibilities and very productive. But um, the main connection here is with family, and it's a strong connection to family, especially parenthood and the responsibilities of parenthood. And one thing I also like to point out is we have these geese in the air um, flying in coordination, and we have these productive geese down here on land and in the ocean. And I really interpret this as really feeling grounded, but also spiritual, also free and connected with all the elements here. The only one that's not represented is fire. And I think that's actually relevant because fire is kind of, unless it's controlled, it's very unpredictable. And here we have, the intelligence of the air, communication. We have the calmness and cool emotions of the little creek here, and we have a grounded energy with the earth. So this is a very grounded card, a balance between spirituality and being grounded, and I think that's and they're getting a lot done. These geese up here are very coordinated, and these two down here are working in partnership, and that's a lot of the energy we're seeing here. It's a very positive card. I really like this card a lot. Okay, so the cards surrounding it in mourning, we have death, which is funny to get in the morning, isn't it? And I'm reminded that we got the Ten of Swords as the last card in the weekly reading. So, and I always connect the Ten of Swords with the Death card. So it's interesting to see those same energies. Okay, so, and then around noontime, we get the sun. This is an interesting card. Look at the colors. Very interesting. Okay. And then around sunset, early evening time, we have the Three of Cups, which is great. Really connects with the teamwork attributes of that. And, oh, excuse me, here we go. And finally, the last card, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is really a pretty positive grouping of cards here. Even though this is such a dark deck, these are some pretty positive cards here. Even the Death card, it's actually pretty positive. The energies we're feeling today. Okay, so starting off in Death, in the morning we have death, which is so funny. Okay, so this is the Grim Reaper. So, which is, you know, of course, the most famous archetype of death here. Okay, and so this card really represents a sort of being aware that we have
a limited amount of time on the earth. So this is really talking about being aware of that and being aware of taking advantage of opportunities and really connecting with the things that are important to us because we are only here for a short amount of time. And that's a lot of the feeling that I'm getting with this card is just a being thankful, or not so much being thankful, but taking advantage of opportunities and really trying to get the my thoughts in order here. It's um, you know, taking advantage is really the words that keep coming to my mind here. Taking advantage of things before they're gone, and he's carrying the scythe here, and or scythe, however you pronounce it, and the scythe represents a linear time. And that really connects with what I was saying, that there's only a limited amount of time to do things and to take advantage of that. And then the orb here represents sacred time. So um, the end of something is drawing near. Change is part of life. There's a transference of energy, moving from one thing to the next thing, and really taking advantage of whatever was there before we move on. And I know this is death, but what it really represents is the start, which makes sense for it being right there in the beginning. So it's kind of a ending something and beginning something new. And that's a lot of the energies we get here. Moving on to lunchtime, we have the sun. And the mythology that's connected here, this is the Grateful Dead, not the band, but um, the story of the Grateful Dead. So I'm actually going to read from the Little White Book, um, just to relay the story that it's trying to tell here. And let me find it here. 19. Okay, so here's what we have. We have the sun, the Grateful Dead. In Tales of the Grateful Dead, the good-hearted hero pays a dead man's debt and then befriends a stranger on his journey. After bringing a pattern of good fortune, the stranger discloses his true identity as the dead man the hero had kindly helped. Everything has come together in a confluence of joyful exuberance. The circle of positivism exemplifies the return of good karma. All the elements embrace the energy of the sun and ensure life continues. Abundance and joy are all encompassing as hard work and kind acts are rewarded. It's important to remember that small joys can culminate into true happiness. Okay, and so really this has a lot to do with reaping rewards from good deeds, making very good choices, helping others is a big feeling that I get from this. A sort of return of good karma and a life continues. So you've really made some good choices, especially if you've helped someone out. And you're really seeing the rewards from that. Okay, so moving on to night or sunset, our early evening time, we have the Three of Cups here. And this is the Aspras and Gandhavas, Hindu spirits that embody beauty, musical arts, and nature, natural phenomenon. Um, they're associated with the sky, water, and air. And and they possess powers of healing, truth, and fecundity. So it's really, as I said when I laid these cards down, the Three of Cups has a lot to do with teamwork, and which we see here with the goose. So there's a lot of, I really see a lot of productivity here. And this is a positive grouping of people. It's a positive team. It has a lot to do with being around those that you really care about and you have a good time with. This could be family. Really just connecting with a group of people in a really positive way and really being productive, harmonious, abundance, um, teamwork. And that's a lot of the energies we're seeing here. And finally, at the end of the day, we have a pretty good card here. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Excuse me. And this is Rubizol, the German forest spirits who enjoyed confusing travelers by creating storms. And I'm going to take a peek at the story here to really show what it's talking about. Pentacles, here we go. Ace of Pentacles, the Rubizol. So, as I said, German forest spirit who took pleasure in confusing travelers by leading them astray uh, or creating storms in the mountains. Rubizol once abducted a beautiful princess he desired to marry, but before she could agree to be his bride, the princess requested that he count all the turnips in a nearby meadow as proof of his love. While Rubizol was unwittingly distracted, the princess escaped. The steps, the steps represent ascension. The steps here, it represents ascension uh, and expected opportunities. So Rubizol symbolizes the wild, untamed spirit. The placidity of the background is in sharp contrast with the intemperate wilderness of Rubizol's domain. Don't refrain from venturing forth and exploring new terrain. This is a time to let your ideas manifest into material gains. Okay, and that's fantastic. Um, in general, the Ace of Pentacles in any deck really represents new, especially financial opportunities, or um, or kind of an unexpected um, uh, sum of money suddenly brought into your life. Those sorts of energies, opportunity, money, things like that. And I really see that connected with the previous cards here, especially the teamwork card, because I kind of feel a sort of um, working connection with this, like your coworkers, and and the productivity of the goose, starting new things, which aces often represent new things. So new opportunities are becoming apparent. You're starting off ready for new opportunities. You're getting good feedback from choices. You're positively working with a team, working with coworkers, around people you enjoy, that sort of energy, and getting a sort of fruits from those labors, and uh, having new positive financial opportunities. Okay, so that's your reading for today, and thank you so much for watching. Uh, I'll see you next time. Thank you, and blessed be.